He disappeared after his wife humiliated him on Thanksgiving. 5 years later, he returned changed. Chapter 1. The breaking point. Michael Langston adjusted the sleeves of his navy wool jacket, his eyes drifting across the grand dining room of the Sterling family's estate on Martha's Vineyard. The Sterling Thanksgiving was less about gratitude and more about status. Each crystal glass sparkled with pedigree, each silver utensil aligned with the same cold precision that governed every member of Clarissa's lineage. Michael had never belonged. He stood by the fireplace, sipping a watered-down bourbon and watching his wife, Clarissa, glide through the room like she was on stage. She wore her beauty like a crown, her presence commanding the attention of every guest. She touched arms, leaned in for faux whispers, laughed just loud enough. Her brother, Chase Sterling, made a beeline for Michael with the same smug swagger that had made their first meeting unbearable. "Still running that tech startup of yours?" Chase said with the practiced grin of someone who thought sarcasm was a virtue. "I'm CEO of a cybersecurity company, Chase. We closed Series D funding last month. $84 million valuation." Chase smirked. "So you're still playing in the minors, huh?" Clarissa always had a thing for fixer-uppers. Michael offered a thin smile. "Glad to see you found your calling in sarcasm. Stick with what you're good at." Moments later, Clarissa tapped her wine glass and raised her voice. "Everyone, just a quick toast." She waited for silence. "I want to thank you all for being here. Family means everything to me, even if some of us got in by accident." Laughter bubbled around the room. Michael blinked. His stomach tightened. Clarissa wasn't done. "You know, I met Michael on a dating app. Complete glitch in the algorithm. The kind of thing that makes you uninstall the whole app." More laughter. Michael's heart beat faster. He glanced around the room. Sympathetic eyes, amused ones, a few deliberately looking away. "And now," Clarissa added, "I'm back in touch with the guy I was supposed to marry. Daniel says hi, by the way." Then, in full view of 30 guests, she walked over and slapped Michael lightly on the cheek. "Oh, relax," she cooed. "It's a joke. You're always so sensitive." Michael didn't move. He didn't speak. He turned around, walked upstairs, packed his clothes into a duffel bag, left his wedding ring on the edge of the sink, and walked out into the cold November goodbyes. No explanations, only silence. Chapter 2. The reinvention. 4 weeks later, the man known as Marcus Levinson unlocked the door to a quiet loft in Asheville, North Carolina. It wasn't much, one bedroom, exposed brick, open kitchen, but it was entirely his. The new identity had been arranged by a friend of a friend who specialized in clean slates. New documents, new digital presence. A death certificate filed quietly under Michael Langston in a rural district of Maine. Asheville was perfect. No high-rises, no trust funds, just foggy hills and people who didn't ask too many questions. That he grew a beard, switched to contacts, altered his posture, speech patterns, routines. Marcus Levinson became more than a disguise. He became a decision. That he worked remotely under aliases, contracting for firms in Europe, building back-end systems for startups in South America. His income tripled. His peace of mind, immeasurable. He hiked, painted, read books he'd never had time for. And he learned the greatest skill of all, detachment. Until one day, 5 years later, detachment ended. Chapter 3. The haunting echo. It was a Friday in March when Marcus received an email from a name he hadn't heard in half a decade. From Clarissa, a Sterling at alumni.net.org. Subject *, I know it's you. There was an attachment, a screenshot from a tech symposium. A photo of him presenting, cropped and highlighted. He wore a blazer and glasses, his hair flecked with gray, but unmistakably him. He stared at the screen for a long time before closing the laptop. 3 days passed. Then a woman came to his office. She looked vaguely familiar. Angular features, dark hair pulled back in a severe bun. "I'm Dana Sterling," she said, "Clarissa's sister." Marcus said nothing. "I don't want anything from you," she said. "But Max, Clarissa's son, he's yours. He's dying." Marcus's heart did not race. His breath did not change. "Bone marrow," Dana said. "You're the only match. We tested everyone else. You have the same rare subtype. You expect me to believe this?" "No, I expect you to verify it. But I need you to listen." And so, Marcus did. Chapter 4. The compromise. The hospital was a sterile jungle of cold fluorescent light and thin voices. Marcus wore a cap and surgical mask as he entered through a side corridor under a false identity. His lawyer, Daniel Reyes, had made the arrangements. He saw the child through a glass panel. Mac's dark hair, wide eyes, pale but alert. The boy was building a spaceship from Legos. Marcus turned to Dr. Jinsley. "This is real. Confirmed. He's your biological son, and he needs the transplant within 2 weeks. Otherwise," Marcus nodded. He entered the room. "Are you another doctor?" the boy asked. "Something like that," Marcus said. "You look like someone in a picture my mom hides." Marcus sat beside him. "Do you like building things?" "Yeah, I want to make a rocket that goes to Mars." "Smart plan. Earth's overrated." The boy smiled, and something inside Marcus cracked. Chapter 5. The ghost reappears. The transplant succeeded. Clarissa waited until day 5 to visit his hotel. "I was horrible to you," she said, eyes red. "But I need you to know, I didn't know I was pregnant until after you left. I tried to find you. I swear." Marcus didn't flinch. "I'm not here for you," he said. "Max will get everything he needs. But I'm not your second chance. You hate me. I feel nothing." That was the truth. Chapter 6. The Reckoning. Marcus launched an investigation into the Sterling family's business dealings. He unearthed tax evasions, offshore laundering, and even hush money payments linked to Clarissa's father's pharmaceutical firm. He had all he needed when Clarissa's father tried to push for custody rights over Max, claiming Clarissa was unfit. Marcus dropped the files anonymously to the press. The fallout was nuclear. Clarissa lost her inheritance, but kept her son. Marcus watched the Sterling empire crumble on national news, sipping coffee in Asheville. Chapter 7. The new blueprint. Max visited Asheville for the first time that summer. He saw mountains, rivers, and stars unblocked by city lights. He helped Marcus design a model city made of wood and glue. "Is this what you do for work?" he asked. "Sometimes," Marcus said. "Mostly, I just build things that last." Max grinned. "Can I do that too?" "You already are." Epilogue. Foundations. 3 years later, Max split his time between Asheville and Boston. Clarissa had found work in community education. The woman who once mocked ambition now taught it. Marcus never returned to his old name, but he never needed it. He had built something better. Not revenge, not reconciliation, legacy. And this time, it was unbreakable. The end.